If you are moving to Calgary or thinking about your next move here, one of the biggest decisions is this. Do I want inner city Calgary or do I want the suburbs? Here's the truth. A lot of people start with price. A lot of people start with square footage. A lot of people start with what looks good online. But the smarter move is to start with lifestyle because people usually do not regret the wrong house as much as they regret the wrong area for how they actually live. I'm Brian Howard with the Howard team in Calgary. And in this video, I want to give you a practical breakdown of inner city versus suburbs in Calgary, the pros, the trade-offs, and which one may fit you better. First, this is not a battle where one side wins. Inner city is not better. Suburbs are not better. They are different. The right choice depends on your commute, your family life, your budget, how much house you want, how much yard you want, what you do in the weekends, and how much driving you are willing to tolerate. Let's start with the inner city. When people say they want inner city Calgary, they usually mean convenience, character, and access. Closer to downtown, closer to restaurants and coffee shops, closer to the pathways and amenities, closer to mature neighborhoods with more personality. That is the draw. In areas like Altadore, Marda Loop, Hillhurst, Sunnyside, Elbow Park, or Mount Royal, you are often buying into a lifestyle, not just a house. You may get a shorter commute. You may walk more. You may use local shops more often. You may feel more connected to the city. Now the trade-off. Usually pay more per square foot. You may get a smaller lot. You may get an older home, a narrower infill. Parking can be tighter. So inner city Calgary is often lifestyle first. Second would be the house size. Now let's talk suburbs. Suburban Calgary usually gives you more space, newer construction, easier parking, and more breathing room. In places like Aspen Woods, West Springs, Cranston, Mahogany, Auburn Bay, or Legacy, you often get more square footage, more storage, attached garages, better mudrooms, and layouts that work well for modern family life. For many buyers, especially families that matter more that matters more than being near a coffee shop. The trade-off is usually more driving, often a longer commute, sometimes less character, and less walkability. Now here's what people get wrong. First, they underestimate commute. A house can look perfect on paper, but if the daily drive wears you down, it stops feeling perfect pretty fast. Second, they romanticize one lifestyle. Some buyers think they want inner city. Then they realize what they really wanted is more space, double garage, and easier family logistics. Others think they want the suburbs. Then they realize they miss being close to everything and do not love driving as much. Third, people assume newer is always better. Not always. Some inner city neighborhoods have charm and long-term appeal that newer suburb areas cannot replicate. But some suburban communities are just easier to live in. So what fits who? Young professionals or couples often lean toward inner city. Relocating families often lean to the suburbs. Downsizers can go either way. Move-up buyers with busy family life often do very well in the suburbs. Now let's make this local. If you compare Altadore or Marda Loop to Aspen Woods or West Springs, you're not just comparing houses. You are comparing a different rhythm of life. Altadore and Marda Loop, they give you inner city energy, walkability, restaurants, and character. Aspen Woods and West Springs give you larger homes, schools, school access, parking, and West Side convenience. Or compare Hillhurst and Sunnyside to Mahogany. Hillhurst and Sunnyside give you proximity to downtown, the river, Kensington, and older charm. Mahogany gives you a planned suburban lifestyle, newer homes, and strong family amenities. Neither is better. They are just right for different people. So here's my honest advice. Do not buy for your fantasy life, buy for your real life. If you are only going to the cafe twice a month, do not let that drive your whole housing decision. If you say you want more space but hate driving, pay attention to that. Your home should support the life you actually live. If you're trying to decide between inner city and suburbs in Calgary, start with these questions. Where do I spend most of my time? How important is commute? How much space do I really need? Do I want walkability or simplicity? Do I want character or newer function? If you get those answers right, your search gets much easier. If you're thinking about buying or selling or moving to Calgary, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to help you narrow down the right communities for your lifestyle. And if this video helped, subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out practical Calgary real estate videos every week. Thanks for watching.